start my first episode, I just want to say I've lost the engine that's going to appear in an unusual engine, and it's probably at my house. So, an unusual engine has been delayed. Thank you. Thomas the Tank Engine, Wooden Friends. Episode 1. Runaway Toad. Toad is a brake van. He belongs to Oliver, but Oliver had recently gone to the works to be repaired. And so, he was being looked after by Duck. Duck was going over the line when suddenly he saw the pack. Well, 3 pack road vehicles: Isabella, Kelly and Nelson. Kelly seemed to have Trevor coupled to his hook. "What's happened here?" asked Duck. "3 words," said Trevor sadly. "George, the steamroller. When I bumped him into the ravine after he helped Diesel 10, well, he didn't seem too occupied. Well, what I mean is, he didn't seem too happy. Don't you remember that?" "I remember it," laughed Duck. "Quite a big accident with Terence," said Trevor. "Terence is at the works too." Duck laughed. "I see. And I'm taking Slate to the quarry," said Isabella. "And this package," said Nelson, "means to go immediately to the sheds. In fact, so immediately, I must be off." And with that, Nelson drove away. Then Duck saw the Flying Scotsman, looking quite sad. "What's the matter, Flying?" asked Duck. "You know," said Duck, "you have your own truck, Fred." "He's used Blair's wrenches a lot of times," said Duck. "Yes, the Flying Scotsman is mostly yours. Oliver has his brake van, Toad. Thomas has his own coach, Annie and Clarabelle. Spence has his own private coach. I have nothing. I'm not special." Duck couldn't believe what he had just heard. "You not special?" said Duck. "You are the Flying Scotsman. Repeat, the Flying Scotsman. There's no engine in the world that carries 2 tenders with him." "I know," said the Flying Scotsman, "but I don't have my own rolling stock, if you take my meaning. I just don't feel that special." "All right then," said Duck. "You can take my train then, and I'll take yours." "What is it?" "Just a few coaches," said the Flying Scotsman. "Thank you so much, Duck." And the Flying Scotsman coupled to the train. "Ready?" said the Flying Scotsman. The guard blew his whistle and waved his red flag, and the Flying Scotsman puffed away. Kelly and Trevor could not believe what they had just seen. The Flying Scotsman puffed into the quarry. There he saw Harry, Bert, and a blue diesel. "Hello," said the Flying Scotsman. "Oh, isn't it flying ugly man?" said Harry rudely. "I think it is," said Bert. The Flying Scotsman looked hurt. The blue diesel, who looked strangely familiar to the trucks, didn't say anything. The Flying Scotsman continued on his journey, but he was really hurt by what Harry and Bert had just said, so he wasn't paying attention when he was climbing a big hill onto the viaduct. He was paying such little attention, he didn't notice a bump in the hill. When he went over it snapped the coupling, and Toad began rolling down the track. "Help! Help! Stop! He cried. The Flying Scotsman braked to a stop on the bridge. "This feels lighter," said the Flying Scotsman. "Toad, do you know what's happening? Toad? Toad!" He looked behind him. "Goodness!" he cried. "The train! The train! The train! The train!" Duck was resting in a shed before taking the coaches, so he did not notice his Toad race by. Stop! Toad shrieked, and he yelled along the line. The Flying Scotsman thrust away to catch up with him. Go on! Yelled the trucks. This is fun! Push him harder! Stop! Yelled Toad. He was freaking out. Isabella was going over the line with her slate. Grikes! Goodness me! Going Toad crashed with the slate. There was a splintering crash. Isabella's trailer fell over. Isabella stayed on the road, but the sleigh continued to go onto the tracks. Toad suddenly pushed it aside, and he roared along. Goodness, said Isabella, my beautiful trailer! The Flying Scotsman was trying eagerly to catch up. He eventually became tired and ran onto a siding. But he didn't rest for long. He raced back to the diesels. Have you seen Toad? What, that breakdown? Said the blue diesel. He's right over there. Now, but we all know who this blue diesel was, don't we? Flying Scotsman didn't know this blue diesel was Span-Can. Span-Can connected the trucks and pulled them. Thank you, said Toad. It's certainly from quite a commotion. No problem, replied Span-Can. Is this your train, Mr. Flying Scotsman? Yes, this is. It is indeed, said Flying Scotsman. Thank you. And he turned around and coupled to the train. I hope Duck won't be too cross. So the Flying Scotsman probably in such trouble with Duck if he knows. Hope he never finds out. And with that, the Flying Scotsman reversed. Duck was on his way to pick up the coaches. Then he saw a blue diesel he recognised. Span-Can, said Duck. How did you get back here? I just want to be a really useful engine, said Span-Can. I saved that little brake van from Runaway. He'd broken away. What, you mean Toad, said Duck. Yeah, said Span-Can. I just really want to be a really useful engine. I don't want to help Diesel Toad anymore. Span-Can didn't mean this. And Duck knew it, so he just charged at Span-Can and knocked him off the rails. What was that for, said Span-Can. I know what you're here for, said Duck. You just saved Toad so you could pretend that you were nice. Oh, why does he know my secret? Why? Said Span-Can. Through here, if you please, said Duck. And he bumped the diesel through the magic boss. Duck laughed. He made his way to the coaches. What's this I've heard about a runaway brake van? Said Duck. The Flying Scotsman was nervous, but it all came flooding out. All right, Flying, said Duck, but just take more care of him next time. I think it's best if I take over from here. I believe so, Duck, said the Flying Scotsman. I'd best go and take my coaches. You best, said Duck. And he ran back on to the front of his train. And the Flying Scotsman puffed away for his coaches. But the Flying now the Flying Scotsman knew that Duck was right. He was the Flying Scotsman. He was one of the most famous engines built. To engine's built. So he continue without some special rolling stock. He was still a very special engine.